Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. May Allah's peace, mercy, blessings be upon you. Welcome to Guidance, where we get the guidance from Allah Almighty through the Quran and through the guidance of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the main sources of the guidance. As usual, you know that we always start with the advice, and this advice is also taken from the Quran, from the stories of the Quran, from the stories of the Prophet, and we try to get benefit as much as possible from these stories and from the advices that's, obviously we will share in a couple of minutes. And later on in the next segment, we will discuss in deep detail about the same story. So what is the advice of today? In the Quran, Allah Almighty mentioned about one of the greatest prophet, and he is Lut alayhi salam, Prophet Lot alayhi salam, peace be upon him. And what Allah Almighty said about these people, and what happened to Lut, what happened to the people of Lut. Well, again, this is not the time that I will tell you in detail all the story, but I will just take the few main points of this story, and then we'll try to talk about this time where we are living and what will happen in the next segment. This story will be discussed in details. So we know that the people of Lut alayhi salam, they got involved into the most horrible sin ever. That is, they are having relation with men, and they even don't have interest in women. A'udhu billah. May Allah protect us from this. So what happened? Now this is, Allah Almighty said that this kind of act, no one came before them. It was these people who came up with this idea, that they are more interested, the men are more interested, or they are fully interested in men, but they are not interested in women. And this is what they are doing in the whole community, in the whole society. And now they are doing something more horrible. They wait and they see from the entrance of the town or entrance of the city if there is any guest coming to visit this person or this house or that house. And within this group of people, if there are men, they will go, they will get inside the house, and they will threaten the people of this house, and they will take the men. Imagine, they are not even thinking to do anything with the women, but they are taking the men. So this is something horrible. This is something out of the nature. In Islam and in all the other religion before Islam, this is considered as something horrible, act of worship. This is even against the fitrah, against the nature that Allah Almighty created us. As Allah Almighty created Adam and Eve. Allah didn't create Adam and Steve, right? So everyone knows that. So Adam and Eve, and this is the normal, simple calculation and equation from the time Allah Almighty created the men and male and female. That's normal thing. And it goes like this from the starting, from the first, when Allah Almighty created human being, and it goes like this. Now, my main advice is here, that we are living in a time that the good become bad, the bad become good. We are living in a time that the truth become false and the false become the truth. We are living in a time that the hero, they make you to look at this hero that he is an evil. And an evil person, people will make you, and the media will make this person to look like a hero, unfortunately. And this is how people are playing with their people's mind. Some people, those who are controlling over some platforms. You call it satellite, you call it internet, you call it technology, and these small group of people, they are playing with the major, brains, or the most people living on the face of this earth. So they are the one who's making right wrong and wrong right. Not everyone, of course, we are not generalizing, but this is how the world is going. And it is very difficult nowadays, my brothers and sisters, to hold upon your deen, to hold upon your religion, to hold upon your values and carry on. And this is what the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us. He said in a hadith that the time will come, al-qabidu al-jamr. It is easy, the time will come, it will be easy for a person who is following the religion, it will be easy for him to hold, or as he is holding a burning coal in his hand. Can you imagine? And the time will come that holding upon the burning coal will be more easier and much more easier than following the religion. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Just imagine that it will be easy for people to take the coal that is burning, that is red color, and they will hold it in their hand. And obviously it will pain, it will go through a lot of problem, and they will go through a lot of trouble. But that pain compared to following religion, and what is the consequences by following the religion and worshipping Allah Almighty alone, and doing all the things that Allah Almighty telling us to do, compared to that, people will say, no, better I go and take the coal in my hand and I will burn my hand, then I follow the religion, and then what will happen to me, it is more severe. It doesn't matter, obviously, and honestly, it doesn't matter. What will happen to you in the path of Allah and the haqq, it is rewardable and it is good for you, then you do something bad. Or then you just go and don't do anything and don't follow the instructions of Allah Almighty. So, this is what happened. Now, among all these people that that Lut used to live, what happened? He started telling people, don't do this, this is bad, this is wrong. And what happened? Imagine. They said, and they came to the conclusion, the whole people, that kick out Lut, kick him out. إِنَّهُمْ أُنَاسٌ يَتَطَهَّرُونَ. These people, they are purifying themselves. Can you imagine? Now being purified, being clean, being away from the diseases and the filthy things is not accepted by the community. So what they say is, take them out, kick them out. And this what will happen nowadays if you are on the right path, if you are doing the right thing, if you are on the truth, if you are saying the truth, if you are supporting the truth, if you are doing whatsoever which is on the right track, people will abandon you. People will kick you out from your own place or own country or own house or own job. People will harm you. People will put labels on you that he is this or he is that, he is extremist or he is crazy, he is mad, he is insane, and whatsoever. Can you imagine? Yes, the time will come. And this is the time that we are living. That the Sharif, the most honorable person, the most dignified person will be kha'in. They will put labels on him. They will, put names on this person that he is kha'in. He is the one who betrayed. He is the one who is bad. And they will make a kha'in. They will make the one who is betrayed and the one who does not have any sense or any consciousness or any God consciousness, and they will make him a responsible person, and he says what he says and people will believe him. He do what he wants to do and people will follow him. This is the time that we are living in. May Allah Almighty protect us. Can you imagine that the time will come that this will happen, and this is the time. You don't have to wait until the time will come. This is the time that these things are happening. So what to do? Two options. Either I join them and be with them, either I don't join them and be away from them. What is the solution? With two different ways that I told you. One, joining them, one, not joining them. If you join them, you will be gone and you will lose your iman, you will lose your faith, you will lose your deen, you will lose your religion, and the consequences of this path is bad in this world and in the hereafter. If not in the world, then it's gone. It's gone. Even if it's not in this world, in the hereafter you're gone. And by not being with them, what will happen? You are safe, even though if you will live a little bit difficult and tough time, but in the hereafter you will be successful. So always be with the righteous people, always try to be among those who are worshipping Allah Almighty. May Allah save us, protect us always. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. So we will discuss more in detail about Lut alayhi salam in the next segment. So inshallah ta'ala, we'll see you in the next segment. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.